Anyways, chat. Cat G sneaky under the radar pick is Invoked. What is your first reaction to that, chat? What is your first reaction? And I thought, hold on. I'm going to show you why. Based. Okay, hold on. Let's just clear. This is the reason why. This is the reason why. Let me explain. Let me explain, right? And tell me, does this make sense or no? Right? Okay. One card combo. So if we had like plus and minuses, chat, one card combo deck, I would say that that's a plus. Here's some of the cards we get to run, right? These are the cards we get to just run and them not be bad. We get to run this card, which is probably the best hand trap in the game right now. We get to run this card, which I think is just nuts right now. Feel like a lot more people should be playing. Every time I see a Sprite player with this, or Sprite, I'm like, they're gonna win. So we get to run one card combo, best hand trap, insane power card. We get to run this card, which is also broken. This is my logic, chat. This deck is good because we get to run these 4 cards. And I'm trying to think of like another deck. Is there another deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Chat that can run these 3 cards? I don't think there is. I mean main deck, by the way. Unless you say, nah, Striker can't run these. Talent is insane. I know! Talent is freaking nuts. Pure Punk. I think that deck is bad if it doesn't hit the field spell. From what I've seen. I think Punk is, again, I thought it was like basically just worse swords. So I think it's like insane if you hit the field spell, and I think it kind of sucks if you don't. Like, to be completely honest, I think that deck is field spell or bust. And I think people don't want to admit that, chat. They have 20 ways to get to the field. Okay, but chat, like, one of my problems with Punk is, and I've really thought about, one of my problems with Punk is, doesn't it seem like low impact hand traps wreck that deck hard? And I'm not saying everyone who plays that deck is pack, but I've seen way too many duels where someone like the Punk player gets like impermed Ash and then just like has nothing and they pass. Cause like low impact hand traps do a lot versus that deck. And you can say the same thing like, oh, but don't those all stop Invoked? Yeah, but like Invoked, like it has so many starters. You know what I mean? E-Telly can get E-Telly. You mean the card that's going to get limited this week? That's another reason, chat, that I'm not ready to commit to Punk. Is I feel like E-Telly is going to 1. Fiber is going to get freaking banned, and then it's like, all right, well, do we still want to look at this deck? Because I'm pretty convinced like Teleport's going to 1. If Teleport goes to 3, then I'll just shut up and I'll stand corrected. But I'm pretty sure Teleport's going to 1. Because like the problem with Teleport is it's not just a broken card. But it's not even just like psychic decks playing it, chat. Like, but people play it in freaking Sprite to summon Gamma from the deck because it's level 2. And I'm like, all right, now this is just ridiculous. Now it's very similar to like Chaos Ruler. How it's broken in one deck, and it's like, okay, but now you're starting to be in like every deck. Teleport has basically reached that level, chat. It's at 3 already. Wait, what did I say? Well, it's going to 1. Whatever I say, it's going to 1, chat. That's the point. The point that I'm making is, when a card is like already fundamentally kind of broken, but it's just in like one deck, I think Konami can kind of tolerate that. But when that card starts spilling into like 3 or 4 different meta decks, that's when a card usually gets hit, chat. And that's by the way, that's based on history too. You know, yeah, that's actually just based on history. The upstart effect. I mean, there's been multiple examples. So, Invoker. Are you talking about Alistair? Dark Emperor? By the way, that would be a good example. Not necessarily in the TCG. Oh, you mean MX Saber Invoker. Okay. You mean MX Saber Invoker. But if you look at the OCG chat, that's kind of like what happened with Invoked. People weren't just playing pure, but they were playing like True Draco Invoked and ABC Invoked and all this other random shit. So, yeah, MX Saber Invoked. You guys are saying Punk. Also, how does Punk play with TCBU? Isn't like, aren't they all psychic? Or like what? You know what I mean? Unless the psychics are just the little ones. And all the big ones are different types. Maybe that's it. Because I'm like, don't you kind of have to have Psychic or something? Only the level 3s are... Okay, so just the little ones. Dude, alright. Chat. Does my logic make sense, though? Let's take out Alistair. Does my logic make sense that, like, building a deck around these 3 cards is, like, a good idea, chat? Yay or nay? I feel like it's good logic. I feel like if I can build a deck that can play these 3 cards in the main deck, it just seems... To me, it just seems good. Because this card is... I think this is the best hand trap. I think this card is broken going first or second. And I think this is... I think this card, you just... Alright, I go first. I have this first Sprite. I just win the game. Like, automatically, I just win the game. You could also run Poly and Droplet. Oh, you mean Super Poly. Oh, you're talking about what's... I don't... Okay. Hot take, chat. I think Droplet kind of sucks this format. I don't even think that's a hot take. I just think Droplet sucks this format. I don't think it's that good. Like, it's just not. Like, if you're playing against a Sprite board, you're spending like 3 cards minimum to lock their field down. You can't stop Toad from getting its effect because like it's gonna get them a monster anyway. So like they're threatening Toad next turn anyways, and you like kind of need to kill them. I think Dark Ruler is just like way better because there's almost no difference between Dark Ruler and Droplet right now, other than like I mean I guess you can say well you can set Droplet going. I don't think Droplet's very good. I don't. It's too it just costs too many resources. There's not a deck, chat, unless you're playing Drytron, where you can discard all the Drytrons you want except one, and then just use them all from the graveyard, or you know what I mean? Just do that Drytron shit. Like, it's just not cost efficient right now. Like, I don't like Droplet very much as a card. I would rather just main deck Slayer and just play some random extra deck shit than play Droplet right now, because I just don't like that card. Nah, Dark Ruler is nuts. You crazy. Dark Ruler is nuts. Like if you play against Sprite and they don't have what's that card set, chat? If they don't have starter, you just break their entire board. None of their and you only used 1 card. The difference is you only used 1 card. So you have 5 cards to play with. It's not like Droplet where it's like, oh, I negated their whole board, but it cost me 4 cards. Like, no, it's just 1 single card. You know what I mean?